Imagine living in a world where everyone around you seems to be moving and thinking in slow motion. For those with an extremely high IQ, the mind is not just a tool, it is a high-speed processor. It is the experience of seeing the finished puzzle while others are still trying to find the corner pieces. We call this cognitive isolation, the profound loneliness of having a brain that operates on a different frequency entirely. Meet Elias, a young man who perceives the world as a complex, interlocking web of data and invisible patterns. Elias doesn't just think, he simulates thousands of possibilities before most people have even finished a single sentence. He sees the hidden architecture behind music, the mathematical symmetry in nature, and the tragic flaws in human logic. To the world, Elias is a genius, but inside, he feels like a traveler stranded on a very slow planet. The truth is that an extreme IQ brings a unique form of suffering that few people truly understand. We often envy intelligence, but we forget that a high-performance engine generates an incredible amount of internal heat. For Elias, and perhaps for you, every social interaction is a complex exercise in downshifting his mental gears. Elias grew up in a world where his questions were often too big for the adults tasked with answering them. He learned early on that his natural curiosity was often seen as a threat or a sign of arrogance. In his childhood, he felt like a giant trying to play in the dollhouse, constantly breaking things by accident. He became a master of masking, learning to hide his true speed just to make other people feel comfortable. As an adult, this habit has created a deep sense of alienation, as if he is perpetually playing a role. When he speaks his mind, Elias often sees the blank stare, that moment when communication simply breaks down and fails. It tells him that his thoughts are too fast, too dense, or too far ahead of the current conversation. Instead of connecting, he often finds himself lecturing, unable to bridge the gap between his vision and their reality. He struggles because he finds small talk to be physically painful, like a low-frequency hum that he cannot ignore. This behavior is often fueled by asynchronous development, where the mind grows much faster than the emotional self. Elias feels that he is a master of the universe's laws, but a complete novice in the world of feelings. There is a deep, hidden fear that his intelligence is a wall that will forever keep him from belonging. For people like Elias, common sense is often the most confusing concept because it relies on unexamined, illogical assumptions. They aren't trying to be difficult, they are simply unable to ignore the inconsistencies that everyone else accepts as truth. But Elias's extreme IQ comes with a heavy price, a nervous system that is perpetually overstimulated and exhausted. Each hour spent in deep focus is an hour where his body is ignored and his senses are overwhelmed. He builds mental palaces that are beautiful and cold, but they offer very little warmth for his human heart. The hyper-awareness creates a profound anxiety as he can see the disasters coming long before they actually arrive. Elias looks at the world and wonders why everyone is so calm, while the patterns are clearly screaming danger. He feels like a Cassandra of the modern age, cursed to see the truth but never to be believed. The tragedy is that while he's solving the world's problems, he is often neglecting his own basic happiness. But there is a way for Elias to integrate his massive intellect with his need for simple human peace. It begins with the radical realization that knowing is not the same thing as being or living fully. You are not a biological computer, you are a human being who happens to have a very fast processor. Healing starts when Elias learns to appreciate the beauty of the simple, things that don't require any analysis at all. Instead of solving a flower, he can practice just smelling it, letting the sensation override the botanical data points. He can learn to value emotional intelligence, realizing that the heart has a logic that the mind cannot compute. High IQ is a gift for the world, but presence is the gift you give yourself and others. Choosing to be kind over being correct is a radical act of self-evolution that breaks the intellectual ego. Elias must also learn to forgive the child who was told he was weird or too much for others. He needs to tell that younger version of himself that his mind is a temple, not a prison cell. Real connection is not found in shared ideas, it is found in the shared silence between two beating hearts. It is through the moments where logic fails, like love or grief, that the light of real life finally breaks through. Imagine Elias sitting on a roof, finally letting his puzzle cube rest in his lap while he watches clouds. He doesn't calculate their water content, he doesn't name their types, he just watches them drift and change. That single moment of mental rest is the most courageous and liberating thing Elias has ever done in years. It is the moment the genius lets go of the world's weight and finally lets himself be a person. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room to be the most loved or the most peaceful. The people who truly matter will love you for your soul, but they will stay for the warmth of your touch. Every time Elias chooses a feeling over a fact, his internal supercomputer finally finds a moment to cool down. He discovers that the world is a lot more mysterious and a lot more forgiving than his data suggested. You are allowed to be wrong. You are allowed to be silly. You are allowed to just not know. Your worth is not a score on a test, it is a vibrant fact that remains true in every heartbeat. If your high IQ makes you struggle, please know that the world needs your light, but it needs you too. You have spent so much time analyzing the code of life that you've forgotten to enjoy the game itself. The path to happiness for you is not through more answers, but through a deeper acceptance of the unknown. You are safe now, and the complexity you fear is often just your mind trying to keep you occupied. Take another deep breath, let the patterns fade, and realize that being here is enough for today. I'm Leo, and I hope this note reminds you that your mind is a gift, but your life is the prize.